Alright, T17 on the Berserker. The Biz damage reduction doesn't impact us. Reduced extra damage from crits is bad. Grasping Vines is annoying as hell, but Berserker's fast enough, that shouldn't be a problem. Max life is max energy shield. Unstable tentacles, annoying. Not the end of the world. Just means that clearing is annoying. We're probably going to be a slog getting to the bosses because we're going to be constantly snared by tentacles and grasping vines. But Berserker attack speed usually makes up for that. Clear is good. The extra life as energy shield is always annoying. We should be able to just stand in all this. Although, not the tentacles. I don't know how much damage the tentacles do, but they do the damage. Get yoinked back into tentacles? No thank you. Tankiness is good. Even versus big targets, even with lots of action speed reducers here, they'll just slam most of the stuff very easily. Who invited all these rogue exiles on the map? Don't forget, we have execute on smite and leap slam. Take advantage of that. There's no boss up here, there's just more garbage up here. All the yoinks. Yoinks into the tentacles are annoying. Alright. And this guy can clear. This map is just a slog to clear. Let's just go find the boss here. Oh, not that way. Boss time. As always, keep your curses up. Usually kill Dodri first. First, we're gonna hack through energy shields. Might as well aim so that we're splashing a couple of bosses. Remember, your smite does have an execute on it. And then always kill the red one first, because the red one makes us take more damage. And we'll be killing Chavron second, so that we don't leave degen pools all on the ground. Make sure you're using your tincture on cooldown. Nice little DPS boost. Berserker DPS is not terrible, considering how much we had to give up for defenses. Now, we're gonna have to dodge the wave of lightning bolts there, and we probably should have killed the other two totems, and we didn't kill the red totem. We killed the purple totem. So we're gonna need to kill the red totem before we get to the last boss anyway. I recommend that you kill the totems first, because now we're dealing with two invulnerable bosses, and the invulnerable bosses are stronger. And then this thing just went back up on its energy shield. We'll probably be fine from a damage perspective once this red totem goes down. But this thing gives us a debuff that makes us take a ton of extra damage. We're gonna come kill the green totem just for good measure. No point in going into last boss with the green totem up. And these we should be able to tank just fine. Yeah. The red totem down, it's not so bad. It would be nice if that other guy would come over here so that we could hit him at the same time. Each totem will do a different debuff. And so red totem increases damage taken, and purple totem reduces damage dealt, and then green totem reduces like action speed. And so they're all bad, they all need to go away. Could not tank all of that at once. Make sure totems are dead before kill the second boss. Now we gotta burn through the energy shield again because we died. Good news about Abomination boss with max energy shield is you get to kill 8 bosses instead of just 1. Quit running away. Now this guy should be pretty straightforward. Just don't stand in any of the puddles. Now he's going to take a little while to kill because again, we have 68% reduced damage from critical strikes, getting Grasping Vines stacked on us, and we have 115% extra life as energy shield. Now the red one is the worst one. Because again, the red one makes you take increased damage, so make sure you're not standing in that and getting stacks from it. And somehow he just regenerated all of his energy shield back while I was hitting him. I feel like a logger. We're just chopping away. Uh-oh. There's a red one there. That's almost a bad thing. Now, unfortunately, with punishment, we're losing a ton of damage relative to the boss's health pool. Because punishment only applies when he's low on life, and so we've got to burn through 100% of his life, and then another 50% of his life before our curse, that is the primary source of our damage, starts to take effect. Life pool number 1 finished. And you can see once we're burned through the arbitrarily overinflated maximum energy shield, which it reads as 115%, but that's not accurate at all. Like, this guy is dying so much faster without the energy shield than he did with the energy shield. And now we're going to hit our punishment execute range. And boss dead. A little bit longer than normal, but unfortunately that's the way it goes when you play maps that have double defensive affixes on them. But one Divine Berserker can happily and easily clear T17 maps and bosses. I'll have the POB in a link below to look at, but we'll go over skills right now. Now, right now on this character, I do have some block tattoos. Those are not going to be on the POB, and those are not necessary. We are overcapped on our block chance right now. They're just old tattoos from a previous build. The tree layout is fairly straightforward. We're going to go through standard Marauder health stuff here, down over here through Juggernaut. We're going to take extra reduced damage from critical strikes. And then we're going to take every life node that we can on the tree so that we can have all of our life nodes and get the 6 life affixes or life masteries so that we can have 10% more max life. We're also going to take every endurance charge that is available on the tree for us. We're going to take the block mastery up here, the shield mastery right here, and the block mastery down here so we can get all of the block that's necessary. We're going to take fortify mastery. So melee hits fortify. We're going to take sword mastery for frenzy charges versus bosses. And then we're going to take disciple of unyielding for additional damage from our endurance charges themselves. We're also taking protection mastery for corrupted blood, as well as the additional max res here, max res from here as well. And then we have 20% increased life reservation efficiency from our skills so that we can reserve down our life with Tempest Shield so that we can take advantage of Petrified Blood's ability to give us Overleech so that we can keep our recovery very, very high all of the time as the hits come rolling in. From a gear standpoint, we picked up a foil off of the auction house for 20 chaos. What you're going to do to search for this foil, because it is the most expensive part of this 1-div build, is to come in here and look for one-handed swords, because we need the sword spec. Then you're going to look for an empty prefix, because we need to craft on hits cannot be evaded. And then we just need some amount of elemental DPS, and then we'll set a budget of 20 chaos orbs. Sort this by elemental DPS here, and then you're going to have a lot of options. 20 chaos, 1 chaos. Anything over 470 LE DPS is great. My sword, I think, is probably 470 LE DPS before the runesmithing enchant. The runesmithing enchant is a couple chaos. We just went with a low tier cold damage to help our trinity be more effective. And then crafted on hits can't be evaded, which costs about 36 chaos because it is 3 exalted orbs. So you're going to spend about a third of your budget on this sword. Outside of that, 5 chaos for a crown of the inward eye. We're going to take 1 chaos Carnage Heart. We're going to take 5 to 10 chaos on these rings. 1 chaos on a spiked round shield, and then alt spammed with a recover 5% life when you block, and then Bitchcraft on increased chance to block. Windscreen boots are cheap. This belt, I think, costs me about 5 or 10 chaos. Probably 5 chaos for the Thunder Fist. And then an assortment of flasks and some useful tincture right here. Tincture is a very easily alt rolled, so don't hesitate just alt rolling and blessed orb rolling these. Costs very, very little to make a good tincture. The attack speed would probably be better for us, but the penetrate elemental resistance is fine too. You could also run the melee crit multi would be good here as well. We're running a diamond flask, a granite flask, a jade flask, and an amethyst flask. And then for our skills, we're running Flesh and Stone, Bound with Arrogance, and enough Vitality so that our reserved life is under, or our unreserved life is over our low life. So that whenever we are in natural region, we do not max out our life. That means that all of your leech will continue to run in the background because your life is never capped based on your unreserved life. And if that's a little too complicated for you, come by the Twitch channel and I'll explain it a little bit better. But you want an arrogant support tied to Flesh and Stone and a low level vitality. 6 was kind of the sweet spot for this character. It can be different based on the gear that your character has. In our helm, we're running Tempest Shield, Elemental Weakness, and Punishment. Ideally, you would put an Arcanist brand in here so you have 1 button to press instead of 2. I just didn't recolor this helm yet and put that Arcanist brand in it. Blood Rage on our shield, as well as Determination and Petrified Blood. We are just reserving these with mana. On our boots, we are running Smite along with more duration support so that we can increase the duration of the Smite buffs. We're only casting it once every 6 seconds instead of once every 4. Running Leap Slam for a movement ability, and then Culling Strike bound to Smite and Leap Slam so that we can execute things more easily. And then our main link is Heavy Strike, Trinity, elemental damage with attacks, and multi-strike support. This is how we're going to be doing all of our damage right here. Now, on our passive tree, we have one jewel hanging out right down here. This guy is just increased max life, something that does damage, and whatever stats you might need or whatever resistances you might need, just to kind of fill out your character. We did have to take 1 point of int right here. You may have to take 1 point of dex depending on the gear that your character has, or you may have to get a jewel that has a lot more stats on it, but these jewels are relatively cheap and easy to come by. You can pick one up for 1 to 5 chaos on Path of Exile trade website. So 1 div Berserker, smashed everything very well. We'll call that done for the night. If you have any questions, just leave a comment down below or come by the Twitch channel. I'm happy to help any way that I can. Thank you very much. Peace.